this week's chapter of Bleach, the antagonistic archer of anarchy Juhabok makes his way into the dimension of the Soul King and proceeds to spank all of Zero Division over his knee. This week's chapter was awesome. It was very short, not too much happened, but it was pretty impressive. Not only did we get to see Juhabok just walking into the Soul King's palace like it's no big deal, but there's also the introduction of the W Sternritter, who has two tongues. Why? Who knows? He just looks creepy as hell and sort of gives me that sort of Wonder Weiss Arankar vibe, but that's only because he's so freaking creepy. Otherwise, this was a pretty simple chapter. It just opened up with Lil Toto, who's getting ready to kill Pepe with her glutton abilities, which is definitely hinting that she's probably going to fight against someone else, and I want to see that because she's a very creepy individual. But most of this chapter was focused on the Quincy leader just sort of walking through all the different members of Zero Division, and none of their attacks are connecting at all. And this either has to do with the fact that the Quincy leader has some sort of special ability we don't know about, or it has something to do with that W Wind Sternritter, who has some sort of ability to possibly negate all the attacks, or literally blow them away with the power of wind, which maybe that's what he does, but he sort of emerges from the ground like this weird gooey mass, so I'm not really sure what his powers are quite yet, but I am intrigued. What's really messed up, though, is I was just really sort of hoping that Zero Division will be able to, you know, kick a little more ass because they've been touting them up so much, and the fact that they can't even land a clean blow sucks because we still can't really see them go all out quite yet. Senjumaru, one of my favorite members of Zero Division, has a great confrontation with Juhabok, who just walks right past her, and she says one of the most badass 80s action movie lines that you could possibly say. I think it was along the lines of, "You will become the rust on the Soul King's blade." Metal as hell. At the end of the chapter, they tease Ichigo and his friends getting ready to be launched into Zero Division by this massive cannon which is coming out of the ground. Can't wait to see where that's going, but otherwise, this was a pretty fun chapter. So what's the rundown on this week's chapter of Bleach? Pretty good stuff, not too much happened, but what I love about it is there's always a surprise in this arc. You never know when a brand new Sternritter is going to appear, and I didn't even imagine that they had another guy with them when they went up into the Soul King's palace. And frankly, I'm just really amped to see the other members of Zero Division get involved, and maybe if it is that W guy who's involved with blocking all the attacks, all they gotta do is get rid of him, and then they can go all out. Not to mention, I just can't wait to see what the Soul King is like, because he's barely been teased in the series at all. I think the last we saw of him was literally just the forehead and his weird, creepy, glowy eyes. As much as I want to see Korenji and Senjumaru fight against Juhabok, it's probably just a pipe dream at this point. But I will say it is interesting that they added in this fact that both Senjumaru and Juhabok actually have some sort of history with each other, and obviously they may have had a rivalry in the past, and we all know that eventually we're going to get that flashback revealing all of that. It's just a matter of time. Otherwise, this was a pretty fun chapter with a little bit of action, a little bit of intrigue, and the tease that Ichigo and his friends are getting ready to go on the greatest adventures of their life. So, I liked this chapter. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. You should definitely check it out if you are following the series. So thank you guys for watching my review today. Before you leave, make sure and hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out. And please tell me what you thought about this week's chapter of Bleach. Do you think Juhabok is actually the one who is blocking all of the techniques? Or do you think it actually has to do with that brand new Sternritter character? And what's up with the two tongues? Who does this guy think he is, Deidara? Otherwise, if you guys haven't already, make sure and subscribe to the channel. You can do that by clicking this button up here, and you can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter.
Do you like Amazon.com? I know I do. Corey and I now have an Amazon link in our video description box below. And if you go to it and buy anything through Amazon.com, it will support our channel. So bookmark that link, make it happen, and support our channel without having to do a damn thing.
Another great way you guys can help support our channel is by donating directly through our PayPal link in the description box below. We recommend $2 a month, although this is completely optional. But the best way to go about this is by sneaking into your mom's room and taking $2. This way, she won't even notice. And we won't have to shake you up for all of your lunch money. So guys, that concludes this review today. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.